The one thing that you have to understand and get when you live in the age of liars is that the best way to really understand somebody's intentions, even your own intentions, is based in actions and not words and propaganda and rhetoric and all these things. Because everybody puts together a brand. Now, with Facebook and the age of the internet, you have a resume. And of course, we know with all these marketing campaigns, brand management, and all these types of things, that there's a lot of false claims and false advertising. And they sell you one thing, they say something's healthy and natural and it's poisonous, and all these types of things. So we live in the age of liars. And the only way you can really understand what somebody's going to do is through their actions. So we can't really say Donald Trump's going to do this or he's used this way because all of that's speculative. And until everything plays out and you see the results of his actions, and not just Donald Trump, but the media and everybody else, how is this psychological operation going to be used against us, the Donald Trump presidency? And how is this going to take place? And we already see some of it developing. I just covered this thing with Eminem, and I'll get into that more in a second. But right now we see by the actions of the media and to some extent Trump and everybody else, they're using his presidency to degrade the office of the president. They're using it as a way to divide us, which we all knew was going to happen. But they're also making him into a clown president and getting people to lose faith, a massive amount of people to lose faith in the system. And I'll explain why that is in just a moment. See, when Donald Trump became president, now do we know that he knew he was going to be chosen before the election? Did the controllers have a way of telling him? How do they communicate? How do the people that run the world communicate to individual leaders? Do their phone calls? Do they communicate through handlers that manipulate the president and guide him in the direction that these guys want? So there's lots of unanswered questions. It's a great bit by the comedian Bill Hicks where he says they pull the newly elected president into a boardroom and there's all these guys smoking cigars. And they turn off the lights and they pull down a projector, a screen, and they show him film footage of the Kennedy assassination from a variety of different angles that never been shown on TV before. And then they turn on the lights and they say, "Any questions?" And so this is something that we don't know. How are they communicating to the media and everybody to run these psychological operations? And in this, you understand that there is a subversive system where they can get people to do the right things even when the people aren't even aware they're being controlled, because they just parrot and copy the behaviors of a few who are there as basically Judas goats leading people down the wrong path. So a lot of people are not aware, maybe even resist the idea of the Illuminati, resist the idea of a controlling system in the media, certainly everyday people, and they just say what everyone else is saying. But we know that through all these lies, in the initial stages of Donald Trump presidency, they are working really hard. And this also, I'm going to talk about why they're allowing the truth community to keep on growing and proliferate, because it's part of this. People are saying things about Donald Trump and that are just so disrespectful to the office of the presidency. And I don't care about that because I think it's a puppet position and they're all clowns, but they're turning it into a clown presidency. And you can say, all right, well, this makes me upset for Donald Trump, or you feel like he's the underdog, and it basically binds his supporters to him, which again isn't really a good thing either. And with Eminem calling him a bitch, I mean, think about that. And there's not any real backlash from that. So you think about all this. And then Trump's tweets and how they're making him a big deal. I talked about in the other video where this guy said that he worried that Trump's inflammatory tweets were going to provoke the Iranians. And I have to talk about the Iranians in a future video. This whole movement and them going off the petrodollar. But what we can see now in terms of this psychological operation, the Trump presidency, is that, first of all, it's about division, which we knew were going to happen either way if Hillary was elected. They were pushing for more division. That's a part of it. And the other part is they want to degrade the American system, and they want everyone to think the system is broken. Because the only way you get to impose a new world order, the only ways you get to switch into something else, is you get everybody to think the system is completely corrupt. They've already now are casting doubt about the electoral process and people voting. And they're saying, well, look at the kind of people you vote for. You got all these people who are just too stupid not to vote for Hillary over Trump. And you got half the people in the country, lots of people, looking at it this way. And so that's a scary amount of people that think the electoral system is broken. And then you think, well, the economic system's broken, all these things. And then they come up with a solution. This is classic problem, reaction, solution. And so right now everyone's having their reaction, and Eminem is in this. And this is why they've allowed the truth community to grow and contribute to this, because the truth community is pointing out how bad the system is. And so what they're doing is trying to get everybody, a majority of people, to say this system is disastrously broken and we have to bring in something else. And this is the first stage of the Trump presidency. Of course, there's going to be hard times coming up, whatever, economic collapse, wars, or whatever is going to happen to cement these ideas. But they're planting the seeds right now. And so they can bring in something else. So they have to degrade the system. They have to degrade their political leaders. They have to bring everything down to where people think we got to change. So they're bringing in this real desire for change, and then they'll pitch this new world order type agenda. And so this is the first stage of the Trump presidency. We see that they are really pushing this because the petty, ridiculous things that they're focusing on. Every day, if you watch the news, you read mainstream media news, you see that there's just focusing on small things that they criticize. They make a big deal out of small things that Donald Trump has done. He's only been in office, not even a month yet. And so you think about that. All right, what happens when he makes a really big mistake? So we'll see this moving forward, but we already see the initial stage because we know the words are one thing, but now we see actions. We see the way that they're rolling this out. These are agendas. They are pushing an agenda, and they are creating a system, and that's going to affect us. Rules affect us, and the way media covers things affect us, people's opinions and point of view, because it's going to be laws, and it's going to be a restructuring of our governmental system. Again, this is the need for some kind of connection to nature and get away from the beast. All right, so these are just a few thoughts. Everybody have a blessed day.